dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost.
In this video, I am going to show you how to create a clean and simple modern text animation inside of DaVinci Resolve so that you can use this animation as an outro for your YouTube videos. Hey guys, I am Vikash for Skyline Motions, and without any further ado, let's take a new project and get started. Alright, so here we are in DaVinci Resolve 16. So let's go on this edit page, and here we have to do some basic setting before start this work. So click on this setting button, and here set the size of this project 1920 by 1080, and let's select a frame rate. So in this case, I'm using this 60 frame per second, and I'm going to set this playback frame rate equal to this timeline frame rate. So set this value 60 and click on save. And now I'm going to create this motion graphics inside of this Fusion page. So we have to take a new Fusion composition first. So just go to this media pool, right click on that, click on this new Fusion composition, and let's call it anything. It doesn't really matter. And set the duration of this composition something around 3 seconds long, which is good enough for one text. Click on create and just drag this Fusion comp on this timeline, and then go to your Fusion page. And here we get media out node. So just drag this media out to the side for now, and let's take a background and start creating our motion design. So just click on this background button and drag this background to the viewer, and as you can see, it's a black background. So we have to pick a nice color. So I'm gonna pick this green color, maybe like this, and hit F2 on the keyboard, call it stroke. And now we have to attach a rectangular mask with this. So select this stroke, add a rectangle mask, and hit F2 on the keyboard, call it mask, hit OK. And by using this mask, I'm going to create a thin line. Set this width value something around 0.01 and make it a thin line like this. Here we have height, and as you can see, it's revealing from the center of this line, but I want to reveal this line from bottom to top. So what we have to do, we have to take one more rectangle mask. So click on this button, add one more rectangle. This is going to be our subtract rectangle. So call it subtract, and select this subtract and go to this inspector window, and here we don't have any paint mode. So what we have to do, just create a gap over here and hold shift on the keyboard and attach this subtract mask right over here like this, and now we have paint mode over here. So change this paint mode to subtract. All right, and after that, let's increase the size of this and hit Control and scroll up to zoom in. And for better output, we have to turn on the guide. So right click on this preview window, go to guide and turn on this guide. And now just select this subtract rectangle and just set it like this. And let's increase the size of this. And I'm going to cut this part of this line from the center like this. And now select this mask, and now we can animate the line from bottom to top, as you can see. All right, and after that, I'm going to animate the position of this line. So we have to take a transform node. So click on this transform button to add a transform node, hit F2 on the keyboard and call it stroke animation. And connect the output of this stroke with this stroke animation, and just drag this stroke animation to the viewer. And after that, hit Control and scroll up to zoom in. Select this transform and just drag it over here and set the line in the center of this frame. All right, and now we have to take a text node. So click on this T button to add a text node. Drag this text to the viewer and let's type anything that you want and select your favorite font style. So in this case, I'm using this Century Gothic font style, and you are free to use any font style that you want. And I'm going to set the size of this font something around 0.1. And this is going to be our left to right animation. So we have to align this text left side. So what we have to do, just go over here, H anchor, and click on this left button. And let's align this text on left side like this. And I'm going to animate 3 different lines over here with different timing. So we have to take 3 different text node over here. So select this text 1, hit Ctrl C to copy, hit Ctrl V to paste, hit Ctrl V again to paste, and let's rename it properly. So hit F2 on the keyboard to rename, and let's call it text 2. Select this one, hit F2, call it text 3. And now select this text 2, drag it to the viewer, and let's change the text. So I'm going to type thanks for watching, set it to regular, select this third one, drag it to the viewer and set it to regular, and I'm going to type watching. Alright, so as you can see, we have 3 different text, thanks for watching. And now I'm going to merge these 3 text and make it a single output. So take a new merge node and connect this yellow point with this text 1, green point with this text 2, and drag this merge 1 to the viewer. And now we have 2 text combined in a single output. And now do the same thing for this one. So take a new merge node and connect this yellow point with this green point with this, and drag this merge 2 to the viewer. And now we have 3 text at the same place. So I'm going to create a line of spacing between these lines. So select this text 1 and just drag it over just like that. Select this text 3, just drag it like this. And now I'm going to animate the text. So just go to on frame number 120, which is equal to 2 seconds according to 60 fps, and just select this text and go to this layout, and here we have center X value. So I'm going to set this center X value something around 0.57. Basically I'm going to create a gap from the center. So select this text 2 and put the same value in this. So just go to this layout, and here we have to set this value 0.57, and do the same thing for third one. Go to layout, and here we have to put this value 0.57. all right, and now right click on center, click on animate, or you can also click on this diamond button to create a keyframe on center X and select this text 2, right click on that, click on animate, select this text 3, right click on that, click on animate, and then go to very first frame of this animation and just drag this text on left side right over here and set this value in round figure something around 0.1, and put the same value for these text. So select this text 2, put this value 0.1, basically we have to set the text on left side like this, and now we have a linear animation as you can see. So I'm going to make this animation smoother. So just go to this spline window, hit F4 on the keyboard to full screen. Let's minimize all the nodes, check this text 1, 2 and 3, click on fit button, just remove this unwanted keyframe over here. Select all the keyframes, hit S to smooth, set the CTI at the very beginning of this animation, hold this handle and create a nice smooth curve just like that, because I want to keep this animation faster at the beginning and slower at the end of this animation. So as you can see, we have something like this, but all the lines is revealing at the same time. So I want to create a gap of 15 frame between each lines. So what we have to do, Just leave this text 1 as it is and uncheck this text 3 and select this keyframe. Set the CTI on frame number 15. Hold this point and hold shift and just drag it like this. And go to on frame number 30. Uncheck this text 2, check this text 3. Select this keyframe, hold shift and just drag it on frame number 30. Close this spline window, go to very first frame, let's play this. Alright, so now we have a smooth animation as you can see. Now take a merge node and I'm gonna use this stroke as a foreground and this one as a background. So connect this yellow background point with this merge to output, which is our text output, and green foreground point with this stroke, and drag this merge 3 to the viewer. And now I'm gonna animate this stroke. So just go to the center of this timeline on frame number 90, which is equal to 1.5 seconds. Select this stroke animation and here we have center X. So right click on center X, click on animate and go to the end of this animation and just drag this line right over here on right hand side and set this value in round figure 1. And now I want to erase this text along with the line. So what we have to do, we have to take a new mask. So click on this polygon button to add a polygon mask. Drag it over here, hit F2 on the keyboard, call it polygon. Hit OK. And now I'm going to create a polygon mask. So just go to very first frame of this animation and let's create a rectangular mask by holding shift like this. And now I'm going to animate the mask. So just go to the center of this timeline on frame number 90, which is equal to 1.5 seconds according to 60 fps, and here we have already an attached animation. So right click on this and remove it first, and then right click on that and click on animate and create a fresh new animation and go to the end of this animation. Select these both control points, hold this control point, hold shift on the keyboard and just drag it like this. And as you can see, this mask is moving along with the line. Alright, and now let's create a smooth animation. So just go to this spline window, hit F4 on the keyboard, and for this time check this polygon and stroke animation only. Click on fit button. Just remove this unwanted keyframe over here and select this keyframe, hit S to smooth and set the CTI at very beginning of this animation. And let's create a smooth animation one by one. So uncheck this stroke animation, and for this one just go to the end of this animation, because I'm going to keep this animation slower at the beginning of this animation and faster at the end of this animation. So hold this point and let's create this type of graph and do the same thing for this stroke animation. So uncheck this polygon and check this stroke animation, click on fit button and create a smooth graph just like that. And go to spline window, go to very first frame of this animation. Alright, so now we have a smooth animation. Alright, and now let's cut this extra part. So we have to connect this polygon with this text. So connect the output of this polygon with this text like this. And go to very first frame of this animation. Let's take a look again. Alright, so it's looking nice, and after that we have to set this text in the center. So select this merge 3 final output and add a transform node just after this merge 3, drag it to the viewer and hit F2 on the keyboard, call it transform, hit OK and drag this transform to the viewer, and here we have to set the text in the center. So maybe set this center X value in around figure 0.25. And then we have to connect the media out with this transform and then go to your edit page. So as you can see, this is left to right animation, and now we have to create a right to left animation. So what we have to do, select this fusion composition, hit Ctrl C to copy, and let's create a duplicate of this by hitting Ctrl V and select the CTI at the second one and go to your Fusion page. And here we have to remove all the animation first. So just go to the end of this animation and find out the animated node. So as you can see here, we have a keyframe icon over here. That means it is an animated node. So select this stroke and let's remove the animation. So just go to the end of this animation where the position of this line on right hand side, and right click on center, click on remove path 1 and remove this animation, and do the same thing for all animated node. So select this polygon. For this one, just go to very beginning of this animation where the polygon shape is in rectangle form, and right click over here and click on this remove polygon, and do the same thing for this text. So select this text, go to the center of this animation where the text is visible, and go to layout, right click on center, remove this animation, select this one, go to layout, right click on center, click on remove path, select this one, go to layout, right click on center, click on remove path 3, and as you can see we don't have any animation, so we have to reanimate this text. So what we have to do, just go to on frame number 120, which is equal to 2 seconds, and let's increase the size of this. And for this one we have to align all the text on right side because this is going to be our right to left animation. So select this text 1 and go over on this text section, and here we have edge anchor. So click on this right edge anchor, select this one, go to text section, click on this right edge anchor, select this third one, go to text and click on this right edge anchor. All right, and now we have to set the text just after this line. So just drag it over here and just go to this layout, set this center X value in round figure something around 0.93. It's perfect. And do the same thing for these text. So select this text 2, go to layout and put the same value 0.93. Go to layout, put this value 0.93, and after that we have to animate the text. So just go over on this 120 frame, which is equal to 2 seconds, and right click on center, click on animate, select this text 2, right click on center, click on animate, select this text 3, right click on center, click on animate, and just go to very first frame of this animation and select this text and drag it on right hand side and set this value something around 1.4 maybe, and do the same thing for this one. So select this text 2, set this value 1.4, select this first one, set this value 1.4, and just drag this merge 3 on this viewer. Just go to very first frame of this animation and let's create a smooth animation. So just go to spline window, hit F4 on the keyboard to full screen. Let's minimize all the text. Check this text 1, 2 and 3. Click on this fit button. Just remove this unwanted keyframe over here and select these keyframes, hit S on the keyboard to smooth, and just go to very first frame of this animation, hold this point and just drag it like this and create a nice smooth curve. And now I'm going to create a time gap between these text. So leave this text 1 as it is, leave this text 3, select this text 2 only, select this keyframe and go to 15 frame forward in time and hold this keyframe and set it on frame number 15, go to frame number 30 and this time uncheck this text 1, check this text 3, select this keyframe and just drag it on frame number 30 and close this spline window, go to very first frame and let's take a look. Alright, so now we have a nice smooth animation, and now let's change the text. So select this text 1, go to text section and let's type your second line. And now I'm going to create variation on the text. So select this first one, set it to regular, select the second one, set it to bold, select this third one, set it to bold. All right, and now it's looking something like this. And after that, let's animate the line. So what we have to do, select this stroke animation, go to the center of this timeline on frame number 90, which is equal to 1.5 seconds, and right click on center X, click on animate, and go to the end of this animation and just drag this over here and set this value in around figure 0.5. And now let's animate the polygon mask. So just select this polygon and go to on frame number 90, right click over here, click on animate, go to the end of this animation, and this time select these two control points, hold this point, hold shift, and just drag it over here and set it like this. All right, and now we have a linear animation. So let's make this animation smoother. So go to spline window, hit F4 on the keyboard to full screen, and this time let's minimize all the nodes and uncheck this text 3, check this polygon and stroke animation only, click on fit button, select these keyframes, hit S to smooth, and let's create a smooth graph one by one. So check this stroke animation only, go to the end of this animation and hold this handle and just drag it like this and create a nice smooth curve, and do the same thing for this polygon. So uncheck this stroke, check this polygon, click on fit, select this handle and drag it like this and create a nice smooth curve, and close this spline window, go to your edit page, and now we have to create a multiple copy of this. So select these both fusion composition, hit Ctrl C on the keyboard to copy and paste 2 times. So as you can see, we have 6 composition for 6 different lines. So let's jump on the third one and go to your fusion page, and here we have to change the text only. So I'm going to do this in fast forward. And as you can see, it's done. And after that, we have to do one more thing. We have to animate the stroke at the beginning of this animation and the end of this animation. So just go to your first fusion composition, go to your fusion page, and here select this mask. Just go to on frame number 60, which is equal to 1 second, and select this mask, right click on height, click on animate, and go to very first frame of this animation and set this height value 0, and go to spline window, hit F4 on the keyboard. This time uncheck all the nodes and check this mask only, click on fit, select these both keyframe, hit S to smooth, hold this handle and just create a nice smooth curve, and close this spline window, go to edit tab, and now we have a stroke animation, as you can see. And do the same thing for the end of this animation. At the end of this animation, we have to increase the duration of this composition. So right click on this last composition, click on this change clip duration, and right now this is 3 seconds long. So I'm gonna increase the duration of this fusion composition to 4 seconds. Click on change and then go to your fusion page, and here select this mask, go to frame number 180, which is equal to 3 seconds, and right click on height, click on animate, and go to the end of this animation and set this height to 0. All right, and go to spline window, hit F4, and let's minimize all the nodes and check this mask only, click on fit button, select these keyframes, hit S to smooth, go to very first frame of this animation, hold this handle and create a nice smooth curve just like that, and close this spline window and go to your edit page, and here your animation is ready for render. Alright, so turn on the loop button, go to very first frame of this animation and let's take a look. Alright, so it's looking nice, and that's all for this tutorial guys. I hope you like it. If you like it, then hit the subscribe button, click on the bell icon and also hit the like button if you like this video, and I will see you in next tutorial. Till then, bye bye.